So this video series is about how to digitize and make editable your documents for your students so that they can use them in, say, Google Classroom. The first video was really just an introductory video on why you would need to use this and also some file types and terminology so you kind of know what I'm talking about as we go through this. This video, we're going to kind of get into the meat of it. And so in the, I've made kind of a guide. I'm going to share this with you guys when I send these out. So I've got a guide here. And so last video, we talked about when to use this. So the first thing that you need to do when you are wanting to make something editable for your students would be to make it an image. And because what we're going to do is take that image and then import it into Google Slides. Now, this video, we're going to focus on how to take a hard copy of your image, so a worksheet or a workbook page, and how to take these and make them digital. In the next video, we'll talk about how to, if you have a PDF, like if you're starting with a PDF, where to go from there. But right now, we're just going to talk about how to get something that exists like out in the really real world onto your computer. Many roads lead to Rome. There are several ways to do this. We're going to go over 3 different ways. They all kind of have their place. I have my personal preferences, but again, they all will work in different situations, and you're just going to kind of have to figure out what's easiest for you, what works best for you, what works best for the actual thing that you are trying to digitize. So the first step is to get it onto your computer. And again, if you already have it on your computer, you have it in PDF form, you can skip this. This is not for you. So we need to digitize it. So the first thing, and to me, I guess they're all kind of equally easy. I don't know, for some reason I like this one the best. But to scan it with the Teacher's Lounge copier. So the pros of that are that it's really easy to read. It's already the correct size and format. And then you can also easily print it because it will email it to you as a PDF. And so you can print it in that 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 8.5 size that you scanned it. The cons are it's more time consuming. You got to go to the Teacher's Lounge. You got to type in your email. It's a whole shebang in that regard. But I think the final outcome kind of makes up for that. So let me show you what that would look like. So this is a scanned image from the Teacher's Lounge copier. This is the old copier, but this is a black and white. It looks like a photocopy, so this is what this would look like. And I think this was actually a scan of a photocopy, which is why it kind of looks more photocopy-esque. But you can generally scan in color. And it looks really nice, and it looks like something that you would print out and hand to your kids. And so this was an example that I had just kind of like already in my email. So this is the Teacher's Lounge. So this is what that would look like. And this is the lines are straight. Kind of what we're looking for when we want to make something editable is that anywhere that you want the kids to write is straight. Anything that you want to manipulate is organized well. It's not like slanted or jagged or weird because of the way the picture was taken. So when you scan it and you've got on that flat surface, it eliminates a lot of that. So this is really nice. Now, the next thing that you could do is just take a picture with your phone or your iPad and email it to yourself or upload it to Drive, whatever your preferred method of sharing it with yourself is. The pros of that is it is super easy. The con of that is that sometimes it's hard to read. Sometimes the image comes out too small, and it's also not easy to print. So let's say that you have like a hard copy of a document that's like just like a piece of paper or a packet of paper maybe, and you're looking to kind of go paperless and get that digitized. When you just take pictures of your documents, you are not going to easily be able to print those. When you get that scan from the copier and it emails to you, it's a PDF, you can print it immediately, and it's going to print out on 8.5 by 11 paper, and it's going to look exactly as the thing that you scanned, or the worksheet or workbook that you scanned. If you take a picture with your phone, you have to like insert the image into a word processor or into a slides and then print that. And so that's some extra steps if you want to eventually have to print it again. But that being said, if you're just looking for something quick, taking a picture works just fine. So here is an example of that. So this one at the top left here is one that I took a picture of just here on my desk. And this is the workbook that I have here. And so I took the picture, and you can see it is kind of slanted and stuff. But what I recommend doing is, if you want to take a picture with your phone, to crop it as close to the lines as you can, get it as straight as you can, and then turn it black and white, even if it's color. And even if the color kind of turned out okay, when you make it black and white, it kind of makes it easier to read and easier to print later if necessary. So, so this is what I would then, the second image here, the after cropping or editing, is what I would then put into my editable document. So the last thing that we're going to talk about is an app that I love for this. It's my favorite app to do PDFs and things like that with, and it works super simple. It's a free app. You don't need any kind of subscription. It's an Adobe app. It's called Adobe Scan. And so with Adobe Scan, you can take your images, take a picture with your phone, but the phone turns it into a PDF and kind of does it all in one step for you. So what I'm going to do is share my phone with you. And I'm going to go to the Adobe Scan app, and actually I did a test run earlier, so you can see the image I'm about to take. So this is the screen, and so down here at the bottom, you can take a picture, or you can go to your images. So even if you've done that step and taken a picture of your image without being in the app, you can still go back and kind of fix it in Adobe Scan. So, but I'm going to take a picture. So I'm going to click on the photo, and my camera pops up, and it's looking for documents. You can see the little basket that I have my computer on. So here's my document right here. And so it gives you these little dots. Okay, so it's taken the picture. So now it's frozen, so now I can move it. And I can move it. And notice what's cool with those little circles, like it shows you where it is, so you can like not get the coils there. And it moves. And you can kind of change it to make it more square or rectangular, and then continue. And then there it is. There's my document. And so I'm going to save this. And then I'm going to share it. I'm going to share a copy with myself. I'm going to airdrop it to my computer. And there it just popped up. And so I'm going to go, just open Siri.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Okay, so now my screen share is paused. So now I'm gonna go to here. So here is the document that I just took a picture of in my phone, and it's already got the look of a PDF. It's still a little wonky. It's not perfect, but it looks a little crisper and cleaner. And here's an example. So here, this top left one was one that I scanned with my home scanner. So the school scanner would look a little nicer than this, but just to kind of give you a side-by-side. So this is what what my home scanner was able to do. This on the bottom right here is the scan with Adobe Scan. And so you can see the colors are crisper, the lines are straighter and clearer. It's a really good app. So those are the 3 ways that I would recommend to get a digital version of whatever document it is that you are trying to make editable for your students if you have it in hard copy form. And then in the next video, we're going to talk about how to take something that you have in digital form in a PDF or a JPEG and turn it into then, or really a PDF. JPEG will come later, and then how to turn that into something that is editable. So thanks, and I will see you next time.